Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Hermione and today I'm going to be sharing with you 4 very simple abstract wall art ideas that you can make even if you're not very good at art. I can't wait to get started, but before I jump in, I just want to let you know today's video is very kindly being sponsored by Popstar. Popstar is an app that lets you create beautiful personalized gifts using your photos. Whether you want to create something that hangs on the wall or a beautiful photo book like I've chosen, I will tell you a little bit more about that later on in the video, and I'm going to leave them linked below if you want to check them out. But with that being said, let's jump in and we'll start on the first DIY. For this first design, I'm painting over a canvas that I thrifted that had a different design on it in the first place. I did a few coats of white acrylic paint to give it a nice clear base, and then I started doing brush strokes in really erratic directions to give it a little bit more texture. For this piece, we're using string to create the abstract art, and I'm simply using a hot glue gun to create random shapes, and I'm then kind of drawing with my string. When doing this, you'll want to start with smaller sections and then work your way up to bigger sections. The hot glue dries really quickly, but once you're in the swing of it, it goes by really fast. And you can also draw out your design beforehand just to make sure that you're putting all of your string in the place that you want it to be in. But I just did this as I went along, and it kind of gave me the creativity to mold the string around some of the shapes that I'd made. Hot glue is great because it dries really quickly, so you can get on to painting on top of the string as soon as it's dry. And I just did a few coats of white acrylic again, and then this is how the final piece turned out. It's seriously so easy to make this, as you can't really go wrong, and it's a nice relaxing craft to pass some time. For this next project, the focus is mainly on the frame and not so much on the art that's on the inside. I wanted to show you how to make this really cool floating acrylic frame to put whatever you want in. For this project, you'll want 2 photo frames that are the exact same size. Mine are from IKEA. You'll also want to make sure that they've got acrylic as the front panel and not glass. This won't work with glass. Like I said, these are from IKEA, and these work perfectly because they have a mat in the frame, so I can still reuse the frame without the acrylic in, as it can still hold a picture. So what I did was I took the acrylic out and I measured about 2 centimeters from each corner, and I used my drill to drill holes in all 4 of the corners, and I repeated this on both pieces. Now what you have left to do is to decide what's going to go in your frame. So I'm flicking through this Picasso book that I thrifted a long time ago to see if I can find some sketches that I think would work. You can use a family photo or something you've DIY'd, but if you're struggling to find something really cool or some nice art prints, an old thrifted book is a great way to get some very inexpensive artwork. Buying a book from the charity shop will save it from landfill, and putting it on the wall gives it another lease of life. So I love doing this to find really cool and unique art prints. Now, to put this all together, I'm using some tape which I've rolled up to stick the prints onto the back of the frame. You can use double-sided tape as well, I just didn't have any. Sandwich this together with the top piece, and then you're going to need some of these. These are mirror screws. They're meant to hold up a mirror that already has holes in it, and as you can see, the screw has a little hole at the top, and you can thread this dome on top of it. It looks really cool, and it's a nice way to finish off something that you're screwing into the wall that you don't want to look too ugly. You can get these in gold and silver, and then you just have to drill them into the wall, and this is how it turned out. This was actually a super easy DIY and a really great way to display some prints or some memories. Speaking of memories and displaying them, here is a very quick ad break. My Popstar order has arrived about 5 minutes ago. I'm gonna go downstairs and get it. I can't wait to see it. Here they are. I've got 3 photo books. As I mentioned earlier, Popstar is an app that will allow you to create beautiful personalized gifts, including these photo books which I made. You can make photo books in under 6 minutes on Popstar, and there are so many really lovely layouts that are so easy to change at the click of a button. I was so pleased when they arrived because the quality of the paper is gorgeous. I'm so happy with them. I ordered one for myself, one for a friend, and one for my nan as a gift.
Present. What? Oh my god. Oh, Hermione. You like it? Oh my god. Oh, thank you, darling.
You're welcome. If you want to try out Popstar for yourself, I'm leaving a QR code on screen. You can scan this with your camera and it should open the app. And if you'd like 30% off, you can use the code HermioneC30 for 30% off of your own photo book. I'm going to leave this all in the description below if you want to know more, but I'm so pleased with how mine turned out and I hope you like them too. Now back to the DIYs. Project. Above my couch I've got an empty wall space that really could do with an art piece of some sort. I've got this really large beautiful floral canvas that I bought from Typo a while ago. It's stunning, I love the wooden framing on it, but the colours aren't exactly what I imagined that they would be when I saw it on the site, so I'm thinking I could cover it up. But I don't want a permanent solution in case I want the canvas underneath at another time, so I think I'm going to use some fabric. I found these two beautiful blue fabrics in a fabric shop in Brighton in the Lanes years ago, so I think it's time I put them to good use. I bought some double-sided foam tape from the hardware store. This is hopefully going to be stronger than regular double-sided tape, and I'm going to see what I can do. As I think you can see here, I'm using the double-sided tape on one edge of the canvas, and I'm being very meticulous to try and fold this fabric over to make sure it's nice and sharp on all of the corners. I then added some extra tape to the edge of the fabric and pulled the top of the fabric over, sealing the tape in between to make sure that it wasn't going to go baggy and there'd be no loose areas. I added a second piece of fabric in the same colour but a different pattern on the other side, and I wanted this to overlap on top of the diamond pattern. So what I did is I taped it down, and I also used my fingers to pull out some of the threads on the fabric. This gave it a little bit more of an organic look, and I just liked the way it finished it off so it didn't look too perfect. I taped the top piece of fabric on top of the bottom piece of fabric, and then all there was left to do was to fold over and tape the edges down. This was so easy, it really only took me about 10 minutes, and that's because I was trying to get it really precise. This is how it turned out. Next up, I want to create a collage, so I'm going to transfer the size of my frame onto this piece of card and we can start from there. With my cardboard cut out to the perfect size, I took a few different colours of paper that I bought individually at my local art supply store. I thought I would do this because then it gave me the flexibility to choose the colours that I wanted, but also to not have to buy a whole packet of paper that I wasn't going to use. I picked various shades of purple, and I think I got like a dark black and a maroon colour as well. And I'm just cutting these with my guillotine to give them a nice sharp edge. And then I'm arranging them in an abstract style across my canvas. I used a glue stick for this project as I didn't want the card to bubble up underneath. I thought a glue stick would be perfect for this. I pressed firmly down on all of the pieces to make sure that they were going to stay in place, and then when I was done I put my frame back together so that I can hang it on the wall. This is how it turned out, and I think it's the perfect colour for my lilac bedroom, so I had to put it in there, of course.
And with that, those are our 4 DIY wall art ideas. Let me know if you try and create some of these. I would love to see them if you tag me on Instagram, and check out my Instagram for more home decor stuff, thrifting and general Instagram stuff. And if you want to check out Popstar for some beautiful personalised gifts, I'm going to link them below. With all of that being said, I'm going to sign off, so happy DIYing and I'll see you next time. Bye!